Hi there! In my watercolor workshops, I notice something all the time. A lot of students don't really know what the brush can do yet. So they end up fighting with it, and watercolor stops being fun. It's not because they are doing something wrong, it's just nobody showed them how to use a brush efficiently. So in this video, I'm going to share 5 brush techniques I use all the time. They're simple and can totally change your painting experience. The first brush technique is actually my go-to stroke for minimal backgrounds and simple water. It's this wide stroke with softly pointed ends. And this is one of the biggest differences between a brush and a pen. Here's the motion. I touch down gently, press a little to widen the stroke, and then as I finish, I lift to bring it back to a soft point. You can make them short, long, tilted. This is perfect for backgrounds, water, soft shadows, anything you want to suggest in a simple, minimal way. Like here, I use just a few of these wide strokes to build the background. It's quick, but it already creates a calm atmosphere. And then I add a few simple tree shapes on top, minimal details. And for water, this stroke is perfect. A few horizontal wide strokes, some lighter gaps, and the lake immediately feels soft and quiet. I also use it for soft shadows near trees. Just one gentle wide stroke, then lift. It gives you a shadow that feels natural. The second technique is the dry brush drag. See these little broken white gaps? That's exactly what we want. It creates instant texture. All you need is a fairly dry brush. It's one of my favorite brush moves. It's so intuitive, you can't fully control it, and it always surprises me. Here I used this technique to create those tiny sparkles on the water. Just a few quick dry drags, and the lake immediately looks like it's catching light and shimmering. This brush move is also amazing for mountains. Those little white breaks can feel like rocks, texture, even tiny villages if you want. It leaves more space for imagination. And even on a simple mountain shape like this, a few quick dry brush passes along the ridge break up the flat wash. It instantly adds more depth and make it feel more alive and three-dimensional. And if you want more guides in watercolor, I also have an online course for beginners. It's full of relaxing, fun projects. Feel free to take a look. Technique 3 is all about pressure and a tiny bit of rotation. If we paint with the exact same pressure like this, the result can look a little flat. But when you press the brush slightly, then swirl or rotate gently as you move, you start to get natural variations. Some softer edges, lighter and darker areas, all within one color. This technique helps create natural and organic shapes. Instead of filling with just the tip and constant pressure, try using more of the belly of the brush. I usually do it in a loose U-shape or small curved movement. I like to think of it as a little breathing motion, soft, slow, and curved. This is amazing for clouds, even on dry paper. Here I'm using it in the sky, pressing and moving in small curves, so everything melts in naturally and it creates that soft, airy feeling. And it's also useful when you want to add a darker color into a light layer, because it helps the new pigment blend in smoothly without looking harsh. Now we go into more detailed strokes, fine lines. Your brush should be fairly dry, otherwise the line will spread and get thicker. And here's the big change. I hold the brush much closer to the hairs. When we want precision, we just need to slow down a little and be a bit more patient. For this technique, we use the brush almost like a pencil. But honestly, the most important part isn't the grip, it's stability. I always find a little anchor point. I rest a part of my hand on the table. That's what keeps the line steady and controlled. Here I'm using fine lines for branches. I break it into shorter strokes to get that more dynamic branch look, and the tree feels more alive and detailed. And you can also do a variation for grass. Use the tip, press just a tiny bit, then lift. You get those thin to thick strokes that feel really natural. This is perfect for tiny details, all those little final touches that make a painting feel more delicate. And the last technique is also the most accessible one, because you already have it, dabbing with your finger. Sometimes a mark feels too strong. You can gently dab with your finger to soften it before the paint dries completely. It's such a practical trick. You can use it to blend a harsh line, lift a little paint if something is too dark, or soften edges so everything feels more natural. Like here, I'm using my finger to blend a darker color with the light forest background to create an autumn vibe. It just instantly makes the edges feel softer without damaging my painting. Using a brush is really personal. There isn't one perfect way. We just need to find the way that feels comfortable and in control. If you want more guides in watercolor, I also made an online course for beginners. It's full of relaxing and fun projects to help you build confidence at your own pace. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm Nan, a miniature watercolor addict. See you next time!